Daniel was a devoted priest in a small, close-knit town. Known for his kindness, he spent his days helping those in need. He organized food drives, comforted grieving families, and listened to the struggles of his parishioners. One chilly afternoon, while sipping coffee at a local cafe, he noticed a woman sitting alone in the corner. Her camera rested on the table, hinting at a life filled with stories. She appeared lost in thought, her eyes reflecting the weight of the world. Curious, Daniel approached her table. "What do you see when you look through your lens?" he asked, genuinely interested. The woman, Mia, looked up, her expression a mix of surprise and intrigue. "I see the truth, even when it's hard to bear," she replied softly. Their conversation flowed easily, revealing their shared experiences of witnessing human suffering. It was clear they were drawn to each other. As the days turned into weeks, Daniel and Mia's friendship blossomed in unexpected ways. They began meeting regularly, sharing coffee and long conversations that often stretched late into the evening. Mia would visit the church, finding solace in Daniel's gentle presence. She admired how he radiated warmth and compassion, qualities that made her feel safe. In return, Daniel found inspiration in Mia's stories from the war zones she had covered. They discussed their views on faith and the complexities of human nature. Daniel spoke of hope, while Mia shared the raw, often painful realities of her experiences. Laughter filled their meetings, punctuating the heavy topics they explored. Yet, beneath the surface, an unspoken bond began to form, a connection deeper than friendship, igniting curiosity and anticipation each time they met. One evening, as they watched the sun dip below the horizon from a serene hilltop, the atmosphere shifted. Mia turned to Daniel, vulnerability etched on her face. "I've seen so much darkness in the world. Sometimes, I wonder if there's hope left for any of us," she confessed, her voice barely a whisper. Daniel, sensing the depth of her struggle, took her hand in his. "Hope is what keeps us going. Even in the darkest times, we must hold on to it," he replied, looking deeply into her eyes. Just as they leaned closer, a loud shout pierced the quiet. A local protest had erupted nearby, shattering the moment. The sound of voices and commotion drew them back to reality, but the tension between them lingered. Daniel felt a mix of concern for Mia and a longing to connect with her on a deeper level. Rushed by the unexpected chaos, Mia instinctively grabbed her camera and darted into the crowd, eager to document the unfolding scene. Daniel, filled with worry for her safety, hurried after her, desperately trying to keep her in sight. The protest was intense, filled with passionate voices and emotions running high. Mia expertly navigated the crowd, capturing powerful images of the young man being taken away by police. Each click of her camera told a story that echoed the pain she had witnessed in war zones. Meanwhile, Daniel felt a sense of helplessness, knowing she was driven by her calling but fearing for her safety. The raw emotion in Mia's photographs reminded him of the stories he shared from the pulpit, illustrating the struggles and resilience of humanity. Their worlds, though different, collided in this moment of urgency and passion. Later that night, both shaken and exhausted, they found themselves sitting on the church steps under a canopy of stars. The peaceful night felt like a stark contrast to the chaos they had just witnessed. "I feel like I'm fighting a battle that never ends," Mia said, her voice trembling as she wiped away a stray tear. Daniel wrapped his arm around her shoulders, trying to offer comfort. "You're not alone in this fight. I'm here with you, always," he whispered, feeling his heart race as their eyes locked. The weight of unspoken feelings hung in the air like a thick fog. They were both acutely aware of the bond forming between them, and for the first time, the idea of love crept into their minds. But with the sweetness of the moment came a sharp uncertainty about what this meant for their futures. As weeks turned into months, their relationship grew, entwined with moments of joy and tension. However, Mia received a call that shook her world, an assignment to cover a conflict in another country. She felt excitement mixed with dread as she considered leaving. Sitting across from Daniel in their usual cafe, she voiced her fears. "What if I leave and don't come back?" The question hung heavy between them. Daniel's heart sank at the thought. "Then I'll be here, waiting for you. No matter how long it takes," he replied, trying to mask his anxiety. The air around them felt charged with emotions they couldn't fully express. That night, under the flickering candlelight, they shared stories and laughter, but the looming uncertainty cast a shadow over their joy. It became clear that they were on the brink of something significant, and yet the future remained unclear. On the eve of Mia's departure, they met at their favorite hilltop spot, surrounded by the soft glow of twilight. As they sat together, the weight of what was unsaid became unbearable. Daniel finally spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. "I care about you, Mia. More than I should." Mia's heart raced as she processed his words. "I feel the same, but what does that mean for us?" she asked, vulnerability shining through her eyes. In that moment, they leaned closer, and the world around them faded. They shared a passionate kiss, a moment that seemed to suspend time. Yet, they both knew the uncertainties of tomorrow loomed over them like a dark cloud. As they pulled away, the reality of Mia's upcoming departure hit hard. They understood that their feelings could complicate their lives, yet they were both willing to explore this newfound connection. Mia left the next day, her heart heavy but filled with hope. The days dragged on for Daniel, who found it hard to fill the void left by her absence. He poured himself into church activities, organizing community events and providing support to those in need. Yet, every moment felt incomplete without Mia by his side. He often checked the news, anxiously hoping to hear from her while fearing the worst. Each headline about the conflict made his heart race. One fateful evening, as he sat in his office, his phone rang, shattering the silence. Mia had been injured while covering a protest. Panic surged through him as he rushed to the hospital, praying for her safety. His heart raced as he navigated the sterile hallways, feeling a mix of fear and determination. All he could think about was being by her side, to offer comfort in her time of need. When Daniel finally found Mia in the hospital, relief flooded over him. She lay there, bruised but alive, her spirit unbroken. As he took her hand, tears filled his eyes. "I was so scared," he admitted, his voice trembling. Mia managed a weak smile. "I realized something important while I was away," she said, her voice steady despite her injuries. "I can't keep running from what I feel." The sincerity in her words pierced through Daniel's heart, and he squeezed her hand tighter. "I've felt the same way, Mia. I want to be with you." They shared their fears and dreams in hushed tones, wrapped in the warmth of each other's presence. In that vulnerable moment, they promised to face the challenges ahead together, stronger as a unit. Their bond, forged through hardship and understanding, began to transform into something beautiful and profound. As Mia recovered, their lives intertwined in ways they never expected. Daniel learned to balance his responsibilities as a priest with the love he felt for Mia. He understood that supporting her dreams was essential, even if it meant navigating the uncertainties of their future. Mia, in turn, found solace in Daniel's unwavering support. She began to understand the power of hope, inspired by his faith and resilience. Together, they faced the complexities of life, learning to communicate openly about their feelings. They shared moments of joy and laughter, slowly building a life that embraced both their passions. Their love story became a tapestry woven from shared experiences, pain, and triumph. In a world often filled with darkness, they found light in each other, realizing that love could flourish against all odds. The priest and the photographer, two souls united by their shared journeys, discovered the true meaning of companionship and devotion.